Good morning, grade 10 students. I might not have enough time this afternoon to do a discussion with you on the task that we need to accomplish for this week, which is actually our final week, and this week is filled with tasks and outputs that you have to accomplish in different subjects. I also need to attend simultaneous meetings and webinars, so I have to prepare this video for you so you'll understand more about how to come up with your research introduction. Remember that writing your research introduction is a lot different from writing an essay. You don't simply state your opinion or your observation of the world around you, which is what you're doing whenever you write an essay. Writing a research introduction is critical because you need to get ideas from authors of books who discuss the same concept as you have in your research topic. So everything that you will include in your research introduction shall have its basis. And those bases, of course, can be proven if you will include the name of the persons or authors from whom you got your observations or the ideas, concepts, or principles that you included in your introduction. From reading works of authors related to your topic, you have to get not the exact words, not the exact statement that they have in their article, in their journal, or in their books. You have to get the gist of the ideas presented in their book, paraphrase those ideas, put it in your own words, and that's how you start writing your research introduction. Okay, let's start with the discussion. Let's check the first slide. So I'll be giving you letters to remember on how to arrange the contents of your research introduction. So first we have there the letter P. P is for presentation of the problem. The first thing that you need to do is to start your introduction with telling the readers or telling your supposed audience of what your research topic is about. Now, if you watch the first video that I presented on the elements of your research problem, it would be extremely easy for you to discuss what your research topic is. It is basically discussing the 5 elements included in your research topic. What are those 5 elements? First, we have the aim or purpose. Second, we have locality. Third, we have period of the study. 4 is your subject matter or what your research topic is about. And 5th is your population or who are your supposed participants or respondents in your research undertaking. For the first step, this will indicate what will be covered in your study. It is also the same with setting the limitations that you have in your study and setting your limitations as researchers. This is an example. So suppose there is or there shall be an investigation about the teaching of reading at Rafael Elizalde Memorial High School that will be among grade 7 teachers and students. You can start your discussion like this. Here, I can start my discussion with this. There is no other period in world history when the teaching of reading has been making its greatest impact upon humankind that it is today. You can also have this presentation of the problem by telling your readers or by writing what reading is, or how reading has been important to our educational system. You can search Google Scholar and check some definitions of reading from known authors. You can also include how reading was defined in different school memoranda or our Department of Education's advisories. They define reading, and they also made clear in some of their advisories how reading is highly significant in today's educational system. You can include those in your presentation of the problem. So we have P. Don't forget to remember P, that's presentation of the problem. Then we have, please remember, E. E stands for the existence of an unsatisfactory condition. So E, we have P, presentation of the problem. Then we have this E, explain in your paper. It's not the same as writing an essay. Don't just state your opinion or observation. Before writing anything in your research introduction, you begin it with reading. You find basis. You have to be careful in looking for basis in forming your introduction. You have to make clear, why is your research problem a problem? Why have you identified that research problem as a problem, a felt problem that requires a solution? An example is the teaching of reading in Rafael Alazati Memorial High School. Again, we are continuing with the same topic. It has been observed to be weak as shown. Here, I have my basis. I stated this. I mentioned why that problem is a problem by expressing it in this sentence. As shown by the results of the survey test given to the students recently, it's good if you can, it's better if you can include the school year. Just for example, you read in one of the reports or in one of the presentations of teachers that the reading scores recorded from 7th grade students were deliberately low last school year 2019-2020. So there is really a need. You are expressing that the problem is a problem that needs an investigation or that needs a solution. The causes must be found so that remedial measures may be instituted. So prolong your discussion. You can have a minimum of 500 words in your introduction. It can also have a maximum of, for teachers, it can have a maximum of 2,000 words. But for students, I can only allow you to have 1,000 words, up to 1,000 words. Let's have the third. We have B, this presentation of the problem. E, existing of an unsatisfactory condition. And we have R. You heard it from other teachers, maybe rationality of the study. Before, I used to call it rationality of the study. That's for R. But the correct pronunciation of that is rational of the study. So here, it is aligned with what you presented for P and what you discussed with E. You're going to cite the reasons. R, rational of the study, also stands for reasons. Okay? You have to write about the reasons of conducting your study. Why is it necessary to conduct your study in the first place? Example, here it is, still with the teaching of reading in Rafael Alazati Memorial High School. One of the thrusts of the Department of Education and of the government, for that matter, is to strengthen the teaching of reading. It is necessary to conduct this inquiry to find out how to strengthen the instruction of reading at the institution, and you can prolong this discussion. So we have P, E, and R. Then we have H. You have to provide a historical background of your study. Now, this requires research. Every step of the research process, every step requires rigorous and rigid researching and looking for details and information. You cannot easily complete writing your introduction within 1 hour. It needs you to be devoted in writing it for a day or perhaps more than a day if you are looking for more information or basis in forming your introduction. So where can you find the historical background of the problem? Of course, you need to do your own research as regards to the topic you have selected. Then we have PERH. We have this D, desire. You have to write also about the desire for a deeper and clearer understanding of the situation. You will be writing this desire as an expression of your questions to yourselves as researchers. The researcher must explain his earnest desire to have a deeper and clearer understanding of the situation. It's still aligned with providing reasons. After you provided the rationale of your study, after giving the historical background, then you need to write about why is it needed. Will the effort consumed or will all the time warranted in your study be worth it? Then explain it here in number 5. That will be the 5th step that you have to follow in writing your introduction. Let's have number 6. It's still another desire. It's to find a better way of doing something or improving a product. Improving people's lifestyle in a given society. It can also be your call of improving services provided by our government or provided by NGOs or non-government organizations. As a researcher, you must also know it's obligatory. You must explain your desire to find a better way of teaching reading in junior high schools. This is in line with the topic, teaching of reading. So if that is your topic, you must explain why is it desired by researchers to find a better way of teaching reading in junior high schools. One of the reasons for that could also be the teaching of reading can be one of the effective ways that teacher can do to improve the grades of 7th grade students in different subjects. So if we can improve the way they read, the way they recognize words and sentences, then their understanding of mathematics and scientific concepts can also be improved because English is also used in other subjects. Let's have number 7, another desire. Why do you need to discover something in your research paper? Please state that. Then we have the geographical conditions of study locale or locale. This is necessary in economic studies. You can have that optional. It's an explanation of why is it needed to conduct your study in a specific locality. Just explain why is it necessary to do this type of study in Rafael L. City Memorial High School or in any school that you hope or wish to conduct your study. Let's have 9. For the net part or step in writing your introduction, you have to provide a link between introduction and statement of the problem. So I already cited an example there, and that will be the last part of our discussion. I hope to also hear from other research leaders how they came up with the type of introduction that they submitted last week. See you all in our class, grade 10 students.